Don't treasure earthly things. Treasure godly things. And you're never completely going to be satisfied if you're always chasing money, if you're chasing cars, like how many cars you have, if you're trying to get the biggest house, if you're trying to have the best clothes, have the most friends, or bullying other people. You don't get instant gratification from things. You get it from godly things, like donating. But don't donate to get appreciated. Donate because it's what God wants you to do. Do something because God wants you to do it, not because you think it's the right thing. Do it because God tells you to do it. And in each situation, there's a lesson to learn. Or in each situation, there is a positive thing. Like, my dad has cancer, as you guys know. Maybe God is not stopping his cancer, maybe because God, through the cancer, the blessing is that we connected with my Father on a deeper level. It's called I'm trying to say something. Recellulation. I know the word I'm trying to say, it just doesn't come out. Recellulation means that we have forgiven each other for things in the past. And also through this all, I learned what is important. And I also learned that just because your uncle has cancer, and just because your dad has cancer, does not mean life doesn't stop, and the demands and other parts of your life does not stop. If you have God in your life, it's easier to deal with. And one thing that never breaks is Jesus Christ. You can't overwhelm him. You can't hide from him. You can't see him, but you believe in your heart that he's real. And you can't hide your thoughts from him. He knew you even before you were in your mother's womb. That's another Bible verse I don't know. And he scoped you in his image. So that means no matter what comes against you, you always will have somebody on your side, and that bond will strengthen in tough times. And there's an enemy that is going to test you beyond what you think you can deal with. And then there's God that is there. And there's other situations. The more you rely on God, the more the devil is going to come after you. But you know what the greatest weapon of all is? The Bible is a shield. Praying is a shield. I'm not saying that's going to solve all your problems and all your hurt's going to go away. It just gives you hope, and it just helps you deal with the problem. And I learned through all this that people are not going to understand your situation. They try to help, but that's not what helps. On the contrary, there's people that have been in your situation, sort of, and knows the right thing to say. But on the contrary, there's people that don't. And there's another situation at work which I have no idea on how to solve, but you know what? I did what I could. And by the way, I don't know how to get it through this person's head that I do not want her boyfriend. I just talked to him because he's my age. I have no interest in him beyond a coworker. First of all, he doesn't like sports. He's not athletic like me. And second of all, he doesn't even have the guts to speak his mind. He's not as open as me. And third of all, he doesn't believe in God, I don't think, as much as I do. And third of all, he's too quiet. And fourth of all, he's more mature in some way than I am, and we are not on the same page in life. So I don't know how to get it through this coworker's head. I even apologize, and she still thinks I want her boyfriend. Now, why would I want to steal him away from you? What would I gain from stealing a guy that you love away from you? How is that going to make me feel if I took away your boyfriend? It would never work out between me and him. But trying to get that through her head is so hard. But all I can do is do my part, and all you can do is pray for her. Pray that she has the strength to know how to forgive somebody. Have the strength to know that I would never want to take love away from her. Because that would be a terrible thing to do, and that would not be a godly thing to do. I want the two of them to be happy together. I hope it works out for them. I have no ill will towards this person. But apparently she doesn't want to get to know me. And she's a coworker, so we see each other once in a while, and I'm going to say something unchristian like, I have evil towards her because she hasn't given me a reason not to have bad thoughts about her. She hasn't given me a chance to change my mind. I want to find something good in her, but I can't because she's not giving me a chance. So if I never find something good in her, then every time I see her, I'm just going to think she's evil. But I wish she would give me some sign that there's something to go on that she's a good person. All I could do is try and then leave it in God's hands. And another thing about through all this situation I learned, that people are not going to forgive you just because you say you forgive them. And I've learned that lesson before, but in this situation I learned it. And I've also learned how I'm resilient. And I've learned how much and what the most important thing in life is God and family. And how in an instant it could be all taken away from you. Your family could be taken away from you. And boy, does the devil know how to get to you. But man, use the shield. God. That is how you find happiness. That is how you find greatness in a world that is so hollow that we focus on other hollow things. Hollow to me means like stuff that we shouldn't be chasing or boring stuff. And how we throw away things when they're broken. But God keeps the broken people and makes them something. God makes the people that are nothing to the world something. And don't give up on life, because there is greatness in you. There is somebody that needs to hear your story. Somebody that needs to hear that they are amazing, loving, and greatness, and that Jesus wants to know them and loves them. And to God, you are a somebody. To somebody that needs to hear your story, you are a somebody to them. You never know, by telling a story about yourself, how it could cheer somebody else up, or how they won't feel alone because you told that story. But if you die, you'll never know what the future holds. If you kill yourself, you will never know what the future holds for you. And you will never know how many lives you can touch, or how many people you'll meet, or what you will discover about yourself, or how great life truly is, even in tragedy. And most of all, be yourself. Don't fake just to fit in, because you know what? If you have the Lord in your life, you already do fit in. You fit in with the greatest thing in this entire world. The greatest person in the whole entire world. And if He knows your name and you know His name, then that is enough to live. And that is enough to not worry about who you have in your life and who you don't have, or things, or how many cars you have, or what you look like. That doesn't mean you're not going to be insecure, like, I'm still insecure about my pimples. But that just means you're not going to focus on all your flaws, because God doesn't. And we all have flaws. And I might not be book smart, but I have wisdom from Jesus. And I might not have all the answers, but I know who's in control of my life. And that is Jesus. That's all I have to say.